All right, if you guys are ready to see this thing, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. All right, this is Aaron Armendariz, our Director of Sales. He's going to lead us off. We have our Director of Development back there working with him.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Can you hear me? Check 1, 2. Well, you guys have been here like 2 hours. You haven't seen any software yet. How about we take a look at some software? All right. A little housekeeping. The sessions that you're going to attend, they're going to be recorded, so you will be able to see them at another time. So if you can't make something, you're taking another class, they will be recorded and delivered to you guys as attendees. So don't worry about missing one of my sessions when you wanted to see a design tool studio session there. So yeah, so let's take a look at some software here. I'm really excited to be able to present this to you and give you a glimpse into some of the things we're going to see with the Agility Intelligence Suite. Just a reminder that each one of these products individually will have its own breakout session. So if you want to ask deeper questions, I know we're in a big session here and we'll do a little questions and answer about the AI products, but you will be able to have some opportunity with the developers of the product, be able to see that and ask deeper questions and more personal questions. So as you can see, the product's up. I don't have a PowerPoint. We're done with PowerPoints. No AI was used in my presentation. This is straight from me to you. Well, almost no AI, but you'll see here how we go. So just a show of hands, how many people have been through an AI demo in the last 6 months? Okay, keep your hands up if you've looked at it and said, what is this going to do for me, right? Where is this going to help me in my warehouse? Where is this helping me in my ERP? Or where is this helping my customers? So yeah, I mean, we've all heard it. We've all been there. We're trying to navigate our way there, but I know you guys live in the real world. You have real customers. You have go lives. You're working with pallets. You're working with production. There's things going on. There's just a lot of noise going on with AI, and a lot of noise and just a lot of things going on, and we want to get some clarity. So hopefully what I show you today will cut through some of that noise, right? We can show you real world solutions, involved and encompassing AI with WMS, and the things you do with Wisys already will connect and create that story that we're all looking for to, an emotional attachment that your customers will need, problems that we'll solve. This is the hope that at least today we can get you started on your journey with Wisys and make that story complete. So I have the assistance of Jim, our head of development here. He's going to actually be driving the session. So I'll be talking through a few things. We'll be answering some questions. And like Donnie said in the video you watched, there's 4 new components that are being released, right? I want you to pay attention to AI Agent because there's some homework, guys. There's an opportunity to win a gift card, Amazon gift card for prompts. So as you know, ChatGPT delivering prompts, I'm looking for prompts from real users, real people to help us, for me to demonstrate and deliver this solution. So start thinking of some prompts that you can think of in your everyday experience, everyday challenges, or things that your customers are asking you for, right? I'm going to ask you, we're going to come out to the audience, and I'm going to pick the best one, or we're going to all pick the best one, and you'll win an Amazon gift card for those. So start thinking of those. But we're actually going to start off with the Agility Fusion product. So Jim, if you'd like to, well, before we head there, go back to the main screen. This is the dashboard. Agility Intelligence now is a browser-based solution using the API calls of your ERP. So in SAP Business One, using the service layer, right? This is going to be your main screen that you can choose which application. I know some of the applications are niche to different industries, but you will have access to all 4 with the Agility Intelligence suite of products, right? So you can use as many, or if you just like one, you can use that one as well. So there are some settings. There's going to be user roles, things like that. You see on the left, I actually can look at it right here. Dashboards. You'll even see a new product on there that's not out yet, the AI automation, which is coming, but users, roles, setup. So security settings for the product. You will be able to limit what people see. You'll be able to control that from an enterprise standpoint. So all that's in the base page of the browser solution. So let's take a look at the AI Fusion. And this is, in my opinion, I'd say I'm new to the manufacturing space. I mean, I've been working with Wisys for 8 years now. I help customers and partners every day through distribution. WMS is my wheelhouse. I would say where I need to learn most is in production, manufacturing, and things like scheduling. But I've been in many warehouses. I've been many customers with partners. I've seen the whiteboard on the wall, handwriting of production. I'm looking at this. I'm like, what am I looking at here? I can't read it. Well, that's our whole production process is on this whiteboard. And one guy has visibility. One guy is just, or one lady, she runs production scheduling. Well, what we've done with Agility Fusion is bring that from the ERP, real data, and give that visibility across to different departments, whether it's sales for forecasting, whether it's for finance, right? Seeing what's being produced. We actually have the dashboard here, production scheduling. So we can see in a quick glance how many schedule orders we have, how many unscheduled, past due, just a high-level overview of my scheduling. But we can really build that schedule together with data from the ERP. So on the left-hand side here, you're going to see a lot of different qualifiers, different things that we use, things like routings, resources. We import those, and if Jim, if you want to go into one of the routings and configuration, we can bring those directly, import it from your ERP, and bring those into the Fusion, and use that information to build our schedule. So obviously things like routings, resources, even downtime of machinery, all that can be pre-set up in there. Set up holidays, labor collection from employees, adding employees, scheduling in here. So there's shifts, there's employees. So if you want to click on a couple of those, Jim, we can see our list of employees. And again, all imported from your ERP into the scheduling solution. Different departments, work centers. I've worked with a few of our partners working on this currently, so it's a learning curve for me as well, but I'm understanding more and more every day with our products. So obviously, importing and fluxing all this data, right? I think the word is AI-generated algorithms are going to help us produce and optimize the best planning schedule. So after we get all this data in, after we bring in our resources and departments, we can take a look at work orders and then see the work orders that I have in my ERP that I've brought into the system, and then I can actually build schedules off that work order. So we do have a drag and drop scheduling system, so where not only does the system automatically optimize those schedules based on my prerequisites, we can auto-schedule it. We can also massage that manually, because we know in the real world things don't work perfectly. A machine goes down, something happens, all the schedules can be visualized here. And this can be exported in reports. This can be, again, manually changed, but if you take a look at some of the things that Jim is showing here, you could see all the routings and the resources that are being used, and then build yourself a schedule. Obviously, we can look in by hours, by minutes, but eliminating that, unknown, keeping my employees, really what I like to think of it as, relating it to real things, is I have that employee that's amazing, and this is the tribal knowledge that they own, and they have it. No longer is that information just in that little corner of your world, right? We can bring that information to every team member, every ERP user in the system. So that's a little bit about Agility Fusion. Hopefully this gives you a good start. I know with Wisys you've seen some things released in a new release for labor tracking, time tracking, clocking in, clocking out. That's all going to be part of Agility Fusion. Let's go on to, what are we going to do next? I think interpreter is a really good one I want to take a look at real quick. So interpreter, again, all of these have their own dashboard that have different things you can do in them, or visualize or highlight. In the interpreter, we're really talking about bringing in documents, whether it's a PDF, a text document, a photo, and relating that to a document in the ERP. Any document, sales orders, purchase orders, inventory requests, transfers, it doesn't matter the document. So we'll be able to translate that and be able to bring that into the ERP without manual labor. So one of our customers that's actually actively beta testing or was using the trial and then purchased the original product, just in that product alone, they were saving about 20%. They were doing, the 20% of their work was the hard work. And what it did is it allowed them to use the automation of no manual entry of documents to eliminate that most difficult part of the day. So they're saving about 4 hours a day working on that 20% of their business that was tough, and it'll free them up to do a lot of those higher value things I think Michael was talking about over there. So, so the interpreter will allow us to bring in, so in here, there's a template wizard. Allow me to create a template for the type of documents that I receive, right? So I think we have some example ones here. This one is the wizard to create it. So we can actually create from scratch each function that I need a document imported for, and then the manager will manage those documents. So in this case, I don't know if Jim, you can click on that, or if we need to, yeah. So if you click on that, he can edit this and create the different documents. So this is a sales order from a PDF, and here's where the API connection happens. So obviously we are focused on Macola and SAP Business One, but the opportunity here is to be able to use this with any API across other systems. So I know a lot of you guys have multiple systems and you use multiple different areas. This should be able to utilize that product in other ERPs and other solutions as well. So matching customer fields, matching information so that it synchronizes and be able to pull into that ERP without any manual intervention. We're actually going to do, are we going to do it? We're going to do a document here. We're actually going to take a sales order that we've received via email, and we're going to bring that into the system. So just take a look. This is a standard Wisys sales order form, but you see certain things on there. There's our items, the quantities, orders, the prices, even a discount on this one. I didn't know that either. The sales order is coming in. So what we want to do is we want to take that from however received it, EDI, email, and we're going to import that into the ERP. So we're going into process documents. So there's a drag and drop feature where you can either select, upload, or drag and drop a document into the area. It's going to hit process, and oh wow, that's really quick. All right, let's see. So what it's going through is in the back end of that template wizard, and it's matching, it's comparing. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? We know that not everything's done perfect. So in this case, it's taken all the information from that PDF, matched it up in the system with our pre-existing template, and now what we can do now is we can, obviously we have to look at it. We have to make sure that it's correct, right? So we have to evaluate it. There's a process for that. So as we import them, we don't have to do it all at once, but we do have to actually create that sales order. But a simple click is going to allow me to create the sales order.
So now where's that document stored?
This document?
Yeah. Isn't that being stored up into Synergy?
Good question. Is that document stored anywhere, guys? So it's stored locally right now, but when you upload the document, does the actual PDF get stored somewhere? Yeah? I'll get that answer for you. We'll talk. We'll have a drink.
We'll talk.
So, as you can see here, awesome. Order 1321 is created for the document. So now that is automatically uploaded into the ERP, and it's completed. You know, the key here is that, hey, we started this out, sales orders, purchase orders. It had to be every document. It had to be any document in the ERP. So, I deal a lot with SAP Business One. I got the inventory transfer request. We're getting, I even heard today we do our inventory transfers just like we do sales orders, right, from one warehouse to the other. So you can map those templates and have those pre-created for yourself to be able to upload any document in the ERP. So I'll find that out for you. I'm pretty sure I have that answer, but I don't want to tell you something I don't know. So that was the AI interpreter. I think it's going to be great for everybody. One of the more niche products, which I say niche, but what do we do here? We do WMS. So I get this request a lot from my customers. that they want to be able to pack more efficiently. They want to create that value stream of a better value price. You know, they want to even rate shop, which is coming. But allowing us to use AI packing will allow us to, you know, to really hone in on the packing process, make you more efficient and faster. So, you know, if somebody had a predetermined way to pack a box out, where they don't have to think about it, or they select the right box, tells you the box, that's what our packing overview does. So this is really one of those AI pieces that is ingrained into WMS. And it just happens to be one of those things that people are asking for, that we figured, hey, we can use AI for this and build a product to help you. So in this agility packing, we do have some pack settings, just like Wisys today, box settings. We have different boxes, different rules based on packing, whether it's small package, and I think even potentially using this for LTL truckload. I think Donnie even mentioned this too, where, you know, this is intended for small package shipping, for figuring out box sizes. But what this really can do is this can do a whole container. You know, maybe it's a whole truckload or half truckload, less than truckload, right? So there are some configurations, there are some settings that we all have to use every day, right? So we have those. There's different boxes or packages. So you may be working with Amazon, which they give you a list of 150 box sizes. Maybe you have half of those in stock, you order those. We put those box settings within Wisys, so this is going to give us obviously the best rates and allow us to pack the box the best way, right? So we can, let's actually, we're going to do some, I think we're going to do some stuff here. All right. We're going to import some sales orders from the ERP. We can import a pick list. We can do transfers as well. Anything that needs to be packaged and boxed and shipped, right? So we're going to bring those in. So I don't know if you can bring one of those in, Jim. So I can sort this, I can filter it, I can search it. So if it's a group of orders for a particular customer or vendor, if it's based on item, right, we can bring in those orders, or even due date, right? So we're just going to bring in a group of orders that we want to ship out today. And when we import those orders, did you do the import? Okay. So they're imported here. Now we're going to actually optimize these orders right here on the screen. Okay. So it's got my orders. It's got my boxes. How many boxes? So we took all the orders to the different customers based on customer, based on, you know, if it's multiple customers, can we put stuff in the same box? And what we're doing is we're using AI algorithms and AI to determine the correct way to pack that. Now, what is, you know, why do I care? Well, we have the ability to eventually do hazardous materials. So when things can't be packed with like items, right, we can do that. But also packing the box correctly, maybe to save on those shipping costs, those hidden costs. Now we can offer our customers free shipping. We can make some concessions on shipping because we're optimizing those packages that we can ship out. And this will all integrate into WMS, where we do the picking, packing, and shipping as well. We've created the package layer here, so they have a pack number. We'll be able to create labels and then also use our either fulfillment, pick, pack, or agility shipping, small package shipping, then to do the rate shopping and to get the best rate. So this is really a cool product. This is one of the things we started a while ago. I think Gabe worked on this for his hackathon, and we just kind of grew from there because this is being asked of my partners a lot, as well as customers are optimizing packages because they are living on such low margins on their product. They want to get these boxes, you know, to the least expensive way they can get it to save some money. So that's an agility packer, AI packer. So last but not least, I think that obviously most of you are, again, I know you had some hands raised. You guys are using AI products. The goal here for Wisys, you know, is to introduce products that accompany WMS. It lives in ERP. It's ERP agnostic, right? We want to be able to do some of those things that we were talking about before. And the last but not least is our AI agent. Some of you have seen the first version of this product. Well, we've taken it to another level. First of all, being browser-based is a number one key, right? using service layers or APIs to do those calls. We're no longer in a client-based product. We've moved that outside of there. So just like any agent that you see or some other agents out there, you'll have the ability to ask it prompts or questions about my data. It can be warehouse data. It doesn't have to be warehouse data. It could be ERP data. We will have users, roles, and security settings that will allow everybody to access the entire world of the ERP, but we will be able to allow you to, hey, Bob's team is the warehouse team. He can see warehouse data, warehouse information. But we do have some static or some saved prompts here that we have that, you could save as a company. I know somebody asked me about this morning is, multiple people creating the same prompts and creating the same reporting. We're actually going to be able to save that reporting so that the entire company can use it. This is the one that we believe, this is the correct answer, this is the right one. So people not doing the same, different prompts for the same answers, saving them time. So we have saved some of those things here. At the bottom, you're gonna see the text available prompt. You can actually natural language speak this. It works in Spanish, French, English. You can speak into it, so you don't have to just type it. We can do some prompts that way. I think Jim ran a prompt here already. Could you rerun that or go back? I didn't really see what you were doing. Yeah, so he's looking at them, show me the items below minimum stock level. Really super easy. You can find this out with any reporting in SAP, but having the prompt here, asking it questions, delivers me a graph, a chart, a picture. I can upload pictures. I can utilize all the aspects. So here's the top 10 low stock summaries. Tells us the out of stock. So not only does it give me the information, it's going to be able to give you suggestions on what I should be doing. Everybody's asking like, yeah, I can get the data, but what's the right thing to do? What's the next thing to do? It'll ask you follow-up questions. So if, show me open purchase orders for tires. So low stock, we have low stock of tires. It can ask you a suggestion, say, well, how many purchase orders do we have open for tires? So again, not just being the AI agent where it just asks questions and you receive stuff. Now we want that suggestive or the optimization. How can I best facilitate these orders? Or do I need to ship these orders first because the due date was past due? So not only giving it the prompts, but giving me questions to ask again, right? Can you calculate, okay, so does anybody know what an EOQ is here? So this is a question from Ronald that he was challenging our prompting to. And he's asking for an EOQ for bike.
Yeah, I know what the answer is.
Do you guys use any EOQs? Is that something that's requested of you? If not, this is a question that we've asked it. It's going to go out to the product, and let's see what it pulls up. A lot of info just came up, right? Is it important? I don't know, but I can export this picture. I don't know. Is it going to help my business? I bet it helps, But I did all this without a consultant, without a person on staff, right? This question that I have today may be different tomorrow, right? The day after that may be different. I don't want to have a developer. I love you guys. But on staff, I don't have the resources. Or maybe they're busy doing higher value projects as well, right? I have questions. I'm a business owner. I'm a CFO. I'm the warehouse guy. Today's question might be different tomorrow. I don't have time to build reports every day. I can ask it. And I asked this EOQ analysis for bike, and I got the answers that I think I was looking for. I don't know. But knowing also, like visual analyst, business summary. So not just giving me the base of the graph. It puts the context to it. I can create a PowerPoint of this myself, sales guy. I'm going to throw this in a PowerPoint. It's added value to me. Again, spending less time on these repetitive tasks. But for me, what my boss, Donnie, asks for every day is something a little bit different. And this gives me the freedom to kind of massage that and pull up different reports as I need them. So, this is kind of the homework part or the test challenge. The only way we get better is if we hear from you guys. You've probably, I mean, in the SAP world, a lot, even Macola people, I've been busting everybody's butts trying to get feedback and things, right? What do you want? This is why I'm happy we're having this conference. What do you guys want? So, you guys understand AI, you've been through the meetings, we've been through, if I have to hear the word, what is the word? I can't think of it now, but I've been through these PowerPoints. I've been through presentations. I've heard what it's going to do for me. What I want from you guys, give me some prompts. Give me something that off the maybe top of your head, somebody would want to ask the ERP. Anything there, and again, this is worth I think I have it here, $100 gift card, somebody that can give me a prompt, a good prompt. Yeah, oh, sorry. Oh, yes, I was gonna get there. Hold on, Jim. Don't do the exciting part until after. Slow down. I'm gonna finish. That was my grand finale. This is what happens when you stay up till 3 in the morning working on a presentation. Yeah, so I do want to do some. I want to just get your feedback. I want to get you guys' juices flowing. I don't want to just sit here and. I mean, it's cold enough. It feels like Buffalo, New York, in here, but. It's actually warmed up. Is it warm now, or is it? It's warmed up. I mean, I was freezing in here. But anybody have a prompt? I think we had a gentleman that has a prompt over here. I'll come to you next. Oh, he's going to bring you a mic.
So I do work in a warehouse. We do deal with lot numbers that go across multiple orders. Does this work with showing me movements with a lot number across everything? Like, can I say, show me
Here we go.
all the movements?
Now, this is real life. This isn't staged. I don't know this gentleman. I'm Aaron, by the way.
I'm Tony. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. We're doing this in real time now. We're doing this together. If it fails, you'll see it. I have confidence that it won't. So he's going to show some batch information. Sorry. Batches, lots, whatever you guys want to call them. I know the ecosystems all have different language for everything, but all right, so let's see what it gives us. So we searched the transaction history for any batches associated with Horn that were shipped across. No batches, Jim. No, we don't have any batches? All right, so this item isn't a batch tracked item, so therefore it's not good. But here's the thing. Well, it gives you reasoning behind it. Why didn't I get a return? Well, you know, lot tracking isn't turned on. Let's see if he's going to show a list of lots for horns. Oh, the language is different, so. Let's see, says. Any batch, what did you say, Greg? Any items that are lot controlled? Because we'll know that answer. So your AI is not wrong if it comes with no answer. Making a different prompt here. I'll let you go next after this one. What? I have a prompt for you. Oh, he's got one too. Not, I think it's on, but wait for this one, yeah. You typed in the wrong item number? Jim, we're supposed to be on the same page here. You know, anytime you introduce batches, serial numbers, you add an extra layer of complexity. that's the hope, that you can get better data here. I just don't think he has any lots in his data. Right? Everybody on the same page there? I mean, the key here is that it's going to give you follow-up questions. If you're not returning data, and come to the breakout session for this, and I'll make sure they have some batch information for you to see in there. You want to work? Let's work on another prompt. Is that okay? All right, Len. 0 for 1 right now. Let's get 1 for 2.
All right.
It's on.
It is? This is on?
Yeah.
All right, let's assume we're running MRP and we have our production schedule launched on Monday morning. It's Tuesday afternoon. I want to know, do I have any late PO receipts or late production orders that are going to impact my production schedule for the rest of the week?
And here we go. Hey, this is what I love to hear this, because I don't work with the customer. I work with the partner. I don't work with the customer. Our consulting team does, but I need the value of selling a product, right? So if I get real-world experience, real-world instances from you guys, this is where it's going to help add the value. And if our speakers worked, if the computer worked, we could have verbalized that in our language and not had to type this in. That was the first ask from our first version of AI, was to allow for, voice activated. And I will say this, one thing about this room and my presentations for Agility shipping, the internet is not great. I don't know if any of you are on the internet now or trying to even get on the internet. So that's the actual query that I wrote above there. It'll show you if you want to have the query there. You don't have data for that? So you probably just don't have any conflicts either. Okay. All right, get some data. You got a couple hours for the next session. Okay.
That was the answer I was looking for, by the way.
No
I go home
conflicts,
on
no
time.
problems. All right. Anybody else got one? Okay, keep it going. I'll come to you next, Kyle.
All right, so give me a rolling 12-month turnover on only active items, and this is rolling 12-month. So as of today, rolling 12-month.
Only active, rolling
by
12.
location, showing only those active parts.
Man, these are good. This is great for me, because when am I going to get this many people in a room together ever, These are the questions I ask, just so you know. This is what my customers ask in this situation. It's going fast. Warehouse 05.
Okay.
53 rows. Jim, can you make me a graph? Sorry, I don't know if I'm requesting too much here. So there were several items with high quantities, such as salt, catch weight item, that have shown no movement in the last 12 months. Dead stock, so you could ask it about the dead stock. Make me a graph. So with our first product that we had, you had to actually reset the system every time you wanted to start a new prompt. In this case, you just keep prompting. You don't have to clear out the previous prompts. But it gives you, the cool thing, it gives you a lot more information about those products. You can download it as an image, so I can pop that into a PowerPoint. There's pallets there, there's printers. So, top 5 quantities. I mean, those are simple things, right? Obviously, we want to get more complex. And obviously, if we had very good data, we could do a lot more with you. So, what I'm asking you guys is, I want you to test it out. We're going to get together, and we'll work on these with your data, your customers, things like that. Can I do another one real quick? Let's do 2 more, and then I want to show you something else. I'll run back there. Throw this to Kyle. Here you go, Kyle. Just shout over to Jim there.
Well, the last question was a good one because that was the one I was going to ask, but I did think of another one. Can you show me blanket agreements that haven't had a release in 60 days and have inventory? Darn it, Jim.
So obviously you see there a switch between a Macola and SCP. At some point I'd like that to not need to be there any longer, right? That's for, yeah, it's for internal use there. Kyle, you want to say the question again?
I was how many blanket agreements have not had a release in 60 or 90 days and have inventory of an item on that agreement?
To write a report for that?
Yeah, the absence of data, not the finding the data. That's the case, you got a blanket, somebody didn't do their job and go find and ship it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's write that one down. Anybody got a notepad? I'll get you next.
Can you generate for me the top 5 prompts that you determined to generate the most efficiency for my company?
Ooh. I don't know if he heard that one.
Recommendations, yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. Are you still working on that previous prompt, Jim, or are we not? Okay, let me get you the mic real quick. So I appreciate if you could repeat that. Thank you.
Can you generate for me the top 5 prompts to better make my business efficient?
Is top 5 prompts the right word? Is that?
Yep.
Is that what you want? Okay.
Get the
Yeah.
get the recommender to recommend.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Jim, put this in a PowerPoint for me, please, if you could. Well, I'm going to give you the card because yours did well.
I've got a question.
Oh,
It's not a prompt.
yes.
So as we're witnessing here, the value is in the data.
Yes, absolutely.
So what does it take to implement this on our site so that we can use it against our own data?
That's a very good question. So obviously this won't be if you're familiar with Wisys as today, it's not going to be that client product update or installation. It will be a browser-based application. I'm not aware of how that's structured yet, but I'd be happy to get that info for you during this conference and get you the info on how it's done. But that's something we're rolling out right now, how it's done. And I don't know the technical aspect of that, but I know it's much different than the way you're doing it today. Part of what had happened, or what we had gone through for our first trial, our first V1 of Agility Intelligence, was the complexity to update, right? The complexity to, we need to update Wisys to get that. We understood it, and then AI generative keys, I believe going through that process has led us to the right way to do it, the most effective way to do it. But I will get with you before we leave, and I'll make sure I get that information. Is that okay?
Yeah, so the connection to Macola, for example, is it through your objects? Is there a lot of mapping set up? I'm talking about...
Jim's right. Is the Macola through objects, through mappings?
Okay, yeah, so today, in the .NET framework desktop software, we have our collection of Macola business objects that we've written. We put a web wrapper around those and call those directly from the browser AI solution.
All right. Take this. Ben.
Oh, yes, and one thing to add to that is the natural language itself is not, it's generating a query against your data. So we're sending your prompt to AI. AI is delivering back the query that we are executing, on your SQL HANA server, et cetera.
And for SAP, if we could identify, is there anything that it's service layer driven, right?
The transactional piece of SAP is service layer, yes.
Yes, sir.
So in SAP, if we add like UDFs and things like that, or in Macola, if we use extra fields, is there a way to train this to say, hey, in our environment, this data is over here in this field that you aren't aware of because it's unique to us?
Jim, you want to answer that?
Yes, so that's one of the things that is in progress right now, is the ability to send, in SAP, you can, I forget the table names, but all of your registered UDFs and their descriptions are in there. We're working on a way to send your user-defined information to be included in what's the right term? The RAG, the RAG of the database, so that those queries are run accurately against your data and user-defined information.
And specifically, guys, the AI agent demonstration breakout session, you'll be able to, have that a little more intimate, hopefully a little more intimate. Not everybody goes to that one, has other things to do, but you can take a deeper dive into those products, which is really where you can get your hands on and ask those technical questions. Obviously, I'm technical, but not to that level. So yeah, definitely do that. I do want to show one last thing to close up the AI suite of products. In Agility, the AI agent, we have the ability to transact. So I know you've seen the prompts, the queries, but we actually want to show an actual transfer in the ERP. So Jim's going to write a prompt here. So show me the stock levels of AA0001 in warehouse. Show me the stock level of A0001 in all my bins in warehouse 05. Gotcha. I'll let it slide this time. only because we're in front of friends. While Jim's doing this, I wanted to mention something earlier. I saw Donnie thank all the teams, but he didn't thank the sales team. Did you see that? So I'd like to thank the sales team, who is everybody in the company, because everybody in our company helps facilitate sales and takes care of the customer so that we can help customers grow, right? We can help our partners be better. But I want to thank the sales team as well for participating and growing. We are, as Donnie said in his messaging, we are growing in different areas, partner managers in Latin America and Europe. We see great movement from Wisys in those locations. We have partners already in Europe and Latin America. We're expanding those even further. I'd like to welcome some of our partners from Latin America. Exis is here as well. So we're making great strides there, and I appreciate all the effort that all my team members go through, not just the sales team. Here he's going to do, though, so he's got his item codes, the bolts. He's got quantities on hand, quantities available. Well, let's make a transfer. So not only can we prompt and ask it, make queries and get me data back, he's prepared the following transaction. Well, I want approval status. I don't want to just have the AI transfer on its own. I actually have to approve this and execute the transaction. So don't just think of a warehouse, just think of any document that you can do in the ERP, right? Any document available. Now we can transact against it. Just think about that. And that's just something to think about as we get deeper into this. But right here. So now he's going to show the stock levels of all. So you've moved it from California to Massachusetts. I don't know why you'd want to go from California to Massachusetts. There you go. So now, based on the previous, you probably just should have a prompt that tells you what the difference is, right? But that's okay. We're good there. I just wanted to show you the transactional capabilities of the AI agent. So I know we're coming up on, I don't know if we have time for questions, or I know we've had some good questions. We have good prompts to build off of. You're going to see more. Check out the agenda. You could see those developers that are actively working in the product, working it. And I hope you're as excited as I am. And our sales team's here to help you navigate through the AI journey with you with Wisys. So thank you. Appreciate you guys.
We are about a half hour early before lunch, so that's probably not ready yet. So if you guys do have questions about anything that you've seen today, after lunch we have more detailed sessions on these 4 individual products, but we also have a bunch of other breakouts on our other products as well. So if you have questions, comments, ideas about anything that you've seen in the last few minutes, I would be happy to hear those. Okay, I think his hand went up first. Greg.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, great presentation. Thank you. A follow-up question on the security. What integration are we doing to the security to say that, all right, I want to do a transfer, but am I authorized in the ERP to actually do that transaction?
Yeah, so based on role and user and company level, there is the complete administration tool that will allow us to control all of that, not only from the user standpoint, but also compliances, right? So whatever regulatory, whatever regulatory standard that you have, whether it's automotive, medical, HIPAA, stuff like that, that's all part of the process. But the entire, if you could bring it up again, you'll see there's a whole section for administration. So, I've got the recommendation from the first version to be able to limit data by roles, by user. So just like a standard Wisys user kind of today, having that same capability to limit that. Yeah. We understand that I don't want Taylor to look at payroll information out of the ERP, right? I understand that completely, right? Or, I don't need You know, I want to make sure that the warehouse guys, they really only see their job function. For training purposes as well, for prompting, you know, the prompts that we have can be stored. So, right? So when you have a prompt that a division or a group or a role has, they're only going to see their prompts. You know, they're not going to have access to that. Yeah. Yes, sir.
The AI you use in this product, is it configurable? Can we pick a different AI? Is the AI connecting to Wisys tenant in the cloud, or do we control that?
I'll let Donnie answer that.
Yeah, the AI is connected to our tenant, and the dev team can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that we learned over the last several months is some agents are better at doing certain types of things than other agents, and so we dynamically pick which one, based on the prompt, we dynamically pick which model to use to get the best results. So you really can't control that, but we're controlling that for you based on our experience in testing.
Curtis.
Yeah, so is the AI trained on internal Wisys functionality like Design Studio or Form Studio where we could ask it to help?
Not right now, but when I talked about Cabin 7 and how we're taking the two design tools and merging those into one, you will be able to do that with Cabin 7.
In a browser interface. Curtis, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, the Cabin 7
It's
product, the
gonna be
design
awesome. The
tool
design
will
tools
look
and-
just like what you see here today.
They're really codependent or co-beneficial. So that's the next step, right? That's the next big thing that's going to elevate us. Yes, sir.
Hang on.
Oh,
hang
I'm
on.
sorry.
He was like number 2, and I keep skipping him.
You keep skipping them?
Is it capable of finding like errors? Like if I have an inventory error, is it capable of going back and looking at receiving and sales and et cetera? This, you know, if I say, why is item X inventory not correct?
I don't know that we've tried that. You guys got an opinion on?
Give him Mike. I knew Pascal was going to talk at some point. Finally got him to open his mouth.
Is it on? Yes?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So, yeah, I think it's possible to track errors. We tried on many like purchase orders, sales orders, or documents. It will scan the entire documents. It will find if there's, any sorts of like obvious error, but it needs to know about the context of your setup, because we don't know, like the agent won't know if it's an error. For example, if you transferred some items from MA to like CA, and you acknowledged it, and now you think it's an error, it won't know about it. But yes, it can track errors.
So you're using the WMS as well, correct? Right. So validating those against the handheld transaction. Yeah. Sure. So that's a manual data entry error. So I'm sure.
You could for sure ask it that question. You could say, show me all the POs that I've over-received in the last week, and it will tell you that, which might lead you to that situation there where you receive 10,000 and you're only supposed to receive 1,000.
I mean, I think is overcomplicating that question. I think that's an easy one, in my opinion, because that's real-world cases, right? This is stuff that happens. Somebody fat fingers 10,000. I think people do that with the desktop today already. But I think the AI will assist with that. I think, I just don't want to overcomplicate the question, but yeah. Good question.
In my experience with the bike companies, they're quite small, and of course the performance is a big question I think everyone has. To what scale of database do we typically run this, and where is the performance coming from for the AI tools? That being hosted by something? Is it being run locally on the servers? And yeah, to what scale is the database being sized at that we know that this works well with?
Well, I always say you're limited by your ERP, right? So not only would it be, first and foremost, I would look at the ERP if you're maximizing or exceeding the expected. You know, I had a customer the other day that was trying to do 20,000 lines on a purchase order. You know, so you're limited by that. And then, I mean, I'd probably let Donnie answer the question if there's any data restriction or you know, maximizing.
Jim can answer the environment they're working in right now, but I think we're running this against well, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, so I can speak to a couple things related to that. So since we are running the SQL query locally on your system, this is also an on-premise web application. So you would basically be limited to what you're limited to with your infrastructure. So I hope that helps answer the first part of the question. You know, so if you have lots of data and we're doing lots of filtering, the SQL queries might take a little longer to run. And we're doing all of the actual transactional processing on premise at your site. So.
Yeah, and again, I think if you want to attend those sessions, we can ask those deeper questions and get it directly to people. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Hang on.
Oh, you got another?
I think we had another question.
This is a deeper question.
Yeah. You sure?
Will you have an audit trail for what your chat log that you're feeding through AI? Like I'm thinking I'm 3 months out, my inventory's all exploded, and the first thing the client's going to say is, it's got to be that AI. Tell me, what was it ordering? Why was it ordering all that stuff?
The question is, Jim, is there an audit trail of chats? I believe I don't know that we store the chats in a database anywhere. I think they're active in your session while it's active, but I don't think we're storing them anywhere. Is it? Yeah, he said at this point we're not storing the chat history, but we have had discussions about whether or not we should do that or not.
And we're in SAP space, especially, we're using the service layer, so you would have the regular transaction logs from the service layer, so you wouldn't see. And then in Macola, we're using our business object, so you would see that our business object did it. But yeah, we will be adding some logging and so that you could trace back to something that was done in our system.
Great questions. I mean, this is so valuable to me and to the rest of the team. But we do have to wrap it up now. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you. And I look forward to talking to each individually. Lunch is ready in the next room. So enjoy a nice snack and talk to a Wisys team member and let me know if you need anything. Thanks, guys.